We were learning in neuroanatomy. We learned about some basic concepts of the neuroanatomy in my previous lecture, and in this lecture we will learn about the spinal cord in some detail. This is base of the cranial cavity, and this is foramen magnum, and this foramen magnum give the exit to the spinal cord as a continuation of the brain. The spinal cord is continuous with medulla oblongata of the brain. Medulla oblongata is the bottommost part of the brain. Spinal cord is situated in the vertebral canal of the vertebral column. And this is bony vertebral column that is made up of vertebrae all over its length, and each vertebrae has a vertebral foramen, and these all vertebral foramens collectively make vertebral column. There are 33 vertebrae in vertebral column, and spinal foramens of all 33 vertebrae are arranged in a way that they make a tunnel that houses spinal cord. And spinal canal is a tunnel that houses the spinal cord. Now the spinal cord is very soft and very fragile, so that's why this is covered by the bone. The bone could have been continuous all over its length, but if the bone would have been continuous, it would have been very difficult to move. Still, spinal cord needs extra protection that is given by three meningeal coverings and cerebrospinal fluid. It is covered by three meningeal layers, dura mater, pia mater, and arachnoid mater. The outermost layer is called dura mater, and the middle one is called arachnoid mater, and the pia mater is the inner layer that is closest to the spinal cord. The space between arachnoid mater and pia mater is called subarachnoid space, and this space contains cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid acts like a cushion that helps protect spinal cord from the sudden impact or injury. It also removes the waste product from the spinal cord, and there are many more functions of this fluid. Spinal cord terminates in the lumbar region, where spinal cord tapers off in the conus medullaris region. Then after termination of the spinal cord, a prolongation of the pia mater that is called filum terminale, a fibrous band that extends from the conus medullaris to the periosteum of the coccyx, is found where is no spinal cord. In the whole length, spinal cord is attached with 33 pairs of the spinal nerves. If you see the cross section of the spinal cord, it is made up of gray matter in the inner core. That gray matter is surrounded by the white matter all over its length. Now this gray matter substance is looking like H shape, and these blurs of the H are interior and posterior columns of the spinal cord. And this thin strip is gray commissure fibers. Commissure fibers are those fibers which cross the midline to connect both halves of the brain or spinal cord. This is central canal of the spinal cord. This is filled with the cerebrospinal fluid, and it runs throughout the length of the spinal cord. It is situated between the gray commissure fibers. It is filled with the fluid, and it helps to transport nutrients to the spinal cord, and it gives a cushioning effect when force acts on the spinal cord. The white matter is divided into anterior or ventral column, dorsal or posterior columns, and lateral columns. This was the basic neuroanatomy of the spinal cord, and in the next lecture we will learn the basic neuroanatomy of the brain.